Hi guys, Nomis here. Welcome back to Northam City for episode number 19. Today I'll be building neighbourhood of Ridgebay, which is an historical Irish-American neighbourhood and still is the heart of Irish-American culture in the city. In the previous episodes I built out some infrastructure in this area with 2 stations, a bridge and a large rail yard. And in this episode I will finally build out the neighbourhood, touching on some lore of the neighbourhood throughout. I mentioned in an earlier episode that this side of the station that is facing the highway will have a more modern and car-centric development pattern. And that is why I'm building a large Target store here. I got this great Target asset from the workshop, and I'm building out a little fenced-off backlot for the store where deliveries happen, and a little parking lot with the big parking lot roads. Nearby the Target I'll also have some more modern and generic apartment towers and a few restaurants. While I build this, I can talk a little bit about this neighborhood and how it developed. Ridgebay started getting built out in the 1850s and through the rest of the century, and in many ways could be seen as an early suburb in the city. It was around this time America saw a lot of Irish immigrants, and many of those ended up right here in Ridgebay. At the time, many of the elevated lines of Northam City were being built out, and many Irish immigrants moved here to work on those railways. And as Ridgebay was to be the terminus of several lines, the Ridgebay Yard was built here, which also turned into a large employment center for the neighborhood, which it still remains today. Once the neighborhood got connected to Manhattan by the elevated lines, the population increased rapidly here, with many Irish immigrants moving to Northam to work in the docks over there. And this was a cheaper place to live than other places in the city like over in Manhattan. Because of this, Irish-American culture stands strong in this neighborhood. And it's almost like a little city within a larger city because of how it was built. In this block here is a little housing project called O'Connell Houses, named after the street it sits on, O'Connell Street. It was built out in the 1950s, when this land only held some vacant industrial lots. The housing project consists of 4 high-rises, surrounded by green areas and all connected with some paths. I turned the buildings around so they don't face the street directly, and I think this leads to a more realistic and satisfying aesthetic to a housing project like this. To decorate the paths, I use this trick that I've done before using the border networks from big parking lots pack and filling in the path with a nice tile decal. Otherwise I just detail with some benches, trees and other things that feel natural. Often housing projects have a reputation for being bad places to live, with lots of crime, and we certainly have plenty of those in Northam, like we have seen over in neighbourhoods like Wallingford. But the O'Connell Houses is a very nice place to live.
a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Yeah.
Before I continue the neighborhood, I wanted to set out on an infrastructure project, a new road bridge across the water at the end of this peninsula that Ridgebay sits on. So this is the Seamus K. O'Rourke Bridge, a road bridge which was finished in 1935, a time when cars had started to take a hold in the country. And this was the best place to make a road connection to the neighboring city of Harrisburg across the bay. There are also train connections to the city, of course, but more on that later in the episode. The bridge here holds 4 lanes for cars, 2 in each direction, with pedestrian decks along both sides. I won't connect it on the other side just yet. I'll get to that when I start building that city. I have considered doing some builds of other towns and cities which are outside Northam City limits on stream. Let me know what you think of that. So why is this bridge named after Seamus K. O'Rourke, and who was he? Seamus was an Irish immigrant, most known as the founder of Ridgebay Dock Workers Association, and was a prominent community organizer. In 1909 he led a waterfront strike that won safer working conditions and the first pensions for dock workers. This was one of the earliest forms of unionization in the city, and he is still seen as a hero among Irish Americans in the city. Ridgebay has one of the largest beaches in Northam City, and is well known for its boardwalk. Right now I just start to lay out the boardwalk, but I'll be back to build along the beach later in the episode. Most of Ridgebay will be this dense grid of medium height buildings wall to wall, and there are a lot of mixed use buildings with shops or pubs in the ground floor. This street here is O'Connell Street and is known for having the highest density of pubs anywhere in the city. The pub assets and signs I merged into apartment buildings is an asset that I made myself and can be found in the workshop. So I couldn't build an Irish neighborhood without having a Catholic high school. What I'm doing here is putting two of the same school building back to back, and the idea is that this is one physical school building which is split into two parts. So there would be one school for girls and one for boys. This is quite common for Catholic schools in Ireland still today, and I figured it would be cool to bring this part of the culture into the neighborhood. The name for the whole school is St. Brandon, and under that you have the girls' school, which is called St. Brandon's Girls' Academy, while the boys' school is called St. Brandon's Boys' College. St. Brandon's is one of the oldest Catholic schools in the city, and has several students coming from the neighbourhood as well as other parts of the city to go to school here, mainly from other neighbourhoods of Astoria and Oakland. It is the kind of school where you see students in uniforms, and while the boys and girls schools are separated in the building, they share a schoolyard in the middle. Something I wanted to try doing in O'Connell Street was building a dive bar. But first let's look at the history of dive bars and why they are called that. It's actually just as simple as their physical location. They are often located in basements or cellars with stairs leading down, meaning you have to dive down to the bar. Nowadays the term is used to describe the kind of shabby looking but probably authentic and charming neighborhood pubs, which might not all be located underground. But I think it's fun to look through history and kind of see where the term comes from originally. And to achieve this in game, I make a hole in the ground with this clipping brush and place some props for the walls, stairs and fences, as well as sinking down a pub asset, which is just a door with a pub sign. And while we're back in this street, I want to mention a fun annual event which has become a tradition in Ridgebay. The O'Connell Street Pint Sprint is arranged every year during St. Patrick's Day, right here on O'Connell Street, like the name suggests. The event is a race where participants aim to drink 6 pints from 6 different pubs in the street within an hour. It always starts at the O'Connell Tavern, and for the next 5 pints, they can choose a route from the 9 other pubs found in the street. This tradition goes back to 1935, and has been held every year since then, with the exception of 2020 due to an epidemic which I'm sure everyone has heard of. For this event I've made some banner props to hang across the street, which I'll hang up using IMT, along with some Irish flags hanging on walls and inside windows. It's been established that Catholicism is strong in Ridgebay, and to emphasize that, I'm placing down 3 different Catholic churches or cathedrals around the neighborhood, which I'll find some appropriate detailing to do around during the rest of the video. this block, I wanted to change up the style a little to have some variation. I reserved some open space behind the buildings, which I will pave completely over and just put some tons of parking spaces. To rough it up, I'll add a lot of stains and cracked decals and some trash all around. The neighborhood needed a larger elementary school too, and this plot of land seemed appropriate for it. I'm reserving some open green space around it, and I'm placing some pots around where I decorate with the grass border networks which I've used many places. I'm then filling up with a basket court, some benches and other suitable detailing to make it a pretty nice place. our next project, I'm visiting Manhattan a little bit, because we are extending out the commuter rail network. I knew I wanted to extend a train line underground across the bay towards where the bridge I built earlier in the episode is heading, the city of Harrisburg. That made me realize there probably should be an underground station for the commuter rail here in Ridgebay, seeing as that the line will run directly beneath it. I'm building some tunnels out from the central station in Manhattan and through parts of Oakland before it goes into Astoria in Ridgebay. Some places I tried to have it follow avenues directly beneath to emulate that parts of it were built cut and cover. A few places I upgrade to station tracks just to remind later where I want the stations to be, and just to check that everything functions correctly. So how am I building the station in the game? There's no underground station tracks for trains. So what I need to do is use ground station tracks sunken down below street level. Then I'll need to detail the station down here and cover it up with surfaces and buildings to make it appear to be underground. This takes a lot more time than just plopping down an underground metro station, but you have complete control of the layout of the station and how it connects to street level, which is a huge plus in my book. As normal, I place some platforms using IMT and get started on the paths connecting to the tracks, and then work on getting a path leading up to street level. The station sits between two streets, and you will have one stair in the middle of the island platform, which leads to a middle level where you can turn right or left to get the stairs for your desired street. Getting these paths in means I can build the stairs around them, and I use a lot of procedural objects to adjust them. After that, I'll continue to add a lot of different details I've used in other custom station projects if you followed the series before. And it's important to make sure it looks like a fully enclosed underground station, so I need to include things like walls and roofs, etc. It takes a lot of tinkering to get it right, but the result is very satisfying. I want the station to have a look where it's very functional, nothing extravagant. It has a mix of the classic brick detail with some more modern concrete structures.
Oxford houses, crack paint, steel gates. Dreams got bigger than the blocks debate. Seen the deals in the hallway, lights on flicker. Grew up fast cause the nights got quicker. I was just a kid with a pad and pen, writing rhymes about a world I ain't seen back then. From the floor to the floor, I've been knocking that door. Every verse that I spit got the truth in the core. I ain't run from the fight, I just came back for more. Now I'm living my life, they can't take no more. From the floor to the floor, I've been knocking that door. Every verse that I spit got the truth in the core. I ain't run from the fight, I just came back for more. Now I'm living my life, they can't take no more. Took the 4 train down, headphones loud, notebook dreams in the faceless crowd. Got love for the city, but the grind's no joke. One wrong move and your life goes broke. I seen friends turn ghosts, some locked in a cell, some chasing heaven cause they ran from hell. But I stayed locked in, let the pen spill fire. Now the stage is my block and the lights burn higher. From the floor to the floor, I've been knocking that door. Every verse that I spit got the truth in the core. I ain't run from the fight, I just came back for more. Now I'm living my life, they can't take no more. From the floor to the floor, I've been knocking that door. Every verse that I spit got the truth in the core. I ain't run from the fight, I just came back for more. Now I'm living my life, they can't take no more. Mama see me now, I'm in gold on stage. Same girl from the projects, just turned the page. I still walk through Wellingford, that my kin. Tell the shorties you can make it if you play to win. Northam taught me pain, taught me pride, taught hustle. Taught me how to move in the rain and the struggle. From the block to the booth, it's the same old war. But I'm built for this fight, that's what I'm here for. From the floor to the floor, I've been knocking that door. Every verse that I spit got the truth in the core. I ain't run from the fight, I just came back for more. Now I'm living my life, they can't take no more. From the floor to the floor, I've been knocking that door. Every verse that I spit got the truth in the core. I ain't run from the fight, I just came back for more. Now I'm living my life, they can't take no more. From the tracks to the lights, from the cold to the gold. It's the story of a queen that the streets still hold. Showing a gold on the mic and I'm giving you mine. From the floor to the floor to the top I climb. From the tracks to the lights, from the cold to the gold. It's the story of a queen that the streets still hold. Showing a gold on the mic and I'm giving you mine. From the floor to the floor to the top I climb.
Turn it up, got the whole room crazy. Gold on my neck, shine brighter than the moon. We gon' make the night last way past noon. Champagne fizz, glitter on the floor, every eye on me when I walk through the door. Hands in the air like you just can't stop. Beat so loud, make your heart go dry. Go lights, flashing all around. We don't stop till we shut it down. Move that body, feel that sound. Go lights, lighting up the town. Baseline hits got my heels on fire. Crowd so wild, we're taking it higher. Shots in the back, dance in the front. Living every dream, getting everything we want. Boy over there trying to catch my vibe, but I'm with the crew and it's all night to shine. Spin it back, DJ, give me that heat. Got the whole floor moving to the shoulder go beat. Go lights, flashing all around. We don't stop till we shut it down. Move that body, feel that sound. Go lights, lighting up the town. Sweat dripping down, but the beat won't quit. VIP glow, yeah, we living legit. City outside, but the real scene's here. Every second feels like the best of the year. We got moves that'll make them rewind. Drop so hard, leave the haters behind. Raise that glass, toast to the night. This is Shauna Go, baby, we run the lights. Go lights, flashing all around. We don't stop till we shut it down. Move that body, feel that sound. Go lights, lighting up the town. Go lights, dreams, go crew. Every night's a party when we roll through. Last call,
What I'm adding here would be what's called a station concourse, which is going to sit between a bunch of wall-to-wall buildings and kind of try to blend into the streetscape. But of course there'll be signs indicating that this is the entrance to the station. So now that this actual station is built, it's time to build on top of it. That is why we build stations on the ground after all. The first step is to cover everything with ploppable pavement. And then I want to just fill up the whole block with the same style of buildings, mostly low-rise apartment buildings. Because the station is just sunken down, normally placing buildings on top would have this grey foundation that sinks down underneath and ruins the station. But to fix this issue, I've had a trip in the asset editor. If you load a building in the asset editor, you can add something called a no-base shader, which is essentially a script which removes the foundation from the building. This allows me to place the building on top of something without the building foundation blocking what's underneath. I decided which buildings I wanted to use and then just ran them through the asset editor, adding the shader and then saving them as new assets. It's a little extra time, but so worth it. It means I don't need to convert all the buildings to procedural objects and use block service blocks to make them functional again. And also having lots of procedural objects can really affect performance in the long run. For the boardwalk, I'm not taking inspiration from one specific place, but rather go for a feeling, and taking inspiration that I have in my head from a bunch of different places I've seen in America on mostly images, and also some pictures I had in my head from the boardwalk you encounter early in Liberty City in Grand Theft Auto 4, if you play that game. It's a long strip of shorter commercial buildings mostly, ranging from surf shops, restaurants, bars, pawn shops and even hotels. Overall it has a pretty generic and not too fancy architecture, but I have used a few of the seaside resort assets to get that historical feeling. This would have been how a lot of buildings along the boardwalk used to look back in the day, and the ones remaining are a testament to history. They are today used mostly as hotels, while some have also kept their historical function as police and fire stations, for example. The Boardwalk beach is a popular spot for surfers all over the city, as well as visitors to the city. While it isn't the only beach in the city, it is one of the biggest, and really the only beach people go to for surfing. I've noticed on Google Earth while researching beaches around New York in general, they often have these narrow, raised pieces of land going straight out, covered in breakwater rocks. This is something I wanted to copy as well as I could. The best way to do this was just using the smallest possible terrain brush to pull out the terrain and then covering in breakwater rocks. To add some extra realism, I finally got to use these wave and seafoam assets. There was a lot of tinkering and moving around to get them right, but once I combined all the decals and animated assets, I think it turned out looking a lot more like a real beach. I also put in this big restaurant pier and worked to integrate it directly into the boardwalk. This is a real icon in this part of the city and a very popular spot in summer. I've also used a bunch of these realistic functional beach assets to fill up the beach with tons of people. perfect sense to me that this beach would have a jet ski rental, and I also wanted to have some jet skis driving past the beach doing rounds. To achieve this, I placed down a jet ski rental asset which functions as a ferry depot, and it also includes some jet ski vehicles which function as ferries. To make the jet skis drive around, I needed to have 2 different ferry stops that I can drive between. What I did was just simply get this small pier ferry stop and sink them down into the ocean on 2 ends of the beach, and then make a line between them, after I'd drawn some crazy loops with the ferry pathway tool. While looking at some beaches in Brooklyn, I believe, I noticed these white structures along the boardwalk. They appear to be some kind of small medical outposts. Not sure exactly how they work, but I tried to put something like it together and hid a small pharmacy inside it to have some healthcare functionality. And of course I also had to place some guard tower props along the beach. So this light tower has been here from the map itself, and I did think it was a nice spot for a lighthouse. I looked at some workshop lighthouses, but they were all too big for this spot, so I decided to keep the vanilla one, which I think looks pretty good from a distance. In my head I had this image of it sitting on top of this uneven cliffside, so I raised it up quite a bit and merged together a large number of big rocks to create this uneven cliffside. On top of them I wanted a wooden elevated walkway, which takes people both to the lighthouse itself, which is a popular attraction, helped by some raceable park people generators. And it also will take some people to a running hiking path along the coast through some forested areas. I noticed Ridgebay had some issues with getting enough goods, and I figured it was a good excuse to make a little pier for barges to transport goods from the port, which is nearby water, but much further away when going by roads. Historically this would have been the pier where the ferries took people between Ridgebay and the city of Harrisburg, but after the bridge got built as well as the underground train line, it has only been used for short-term storage and transport of goods from barges that serves the nearby port of Astoria. As a last little project, I wanted to build out some blocks of low density in this empty space. We are now opposite the rail yard and it is kind of separated from the rest of Ridgebay. Because of its location and possible land value, I figured this would be a good place for some low density, with the nice row houses by Smiley's on the workshop, combined with a few small shops as well as his houses from the emerging downtown creator pack. Anyways, that is it for this episode. This was a really long episode and might be the longest I've done so far. I really appreciate it if you stuck with me all the way to the end here. A like, comment and subscribe would be greatly appreciated and help me grow the channel. And I also have a Patreon in case you would wish to support me further. And before I go, I wanted to mention that I've started streaming on Twitch lately and usually go live on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Lately I've been doing some outskirts of Neighourhood, which falls outside the scope of episodes, but I will probably get to some live streams in Northam City as well. Maybe Harrisburg and Waterford, which sits across the bay here, could be something that I work on only in streams, as they are outside the city limits. Anyways, that's it for today. Have a great rest of your day, hope to see you next time, and stay tuned for some cinematics of the Ridgebay neighborhood in Astoria, Northam City.